What's up? We're back for another draft, another mock draft. This one right here. Share my screen. Oops, how do I? All right, we're back for another mock draft. This time we're doing a third round reversal, and I've never done a third round reversal, so what's up, Bears fan? What's up, Bill? Yeah, this should be interesting with the third round reversal here. One, two, I know Bill's on. Hopefully, I know Pierre will not be on the live stream tonight. He's doing a baseball draft. You guys also do fantasy baseball? James, how do I join? Sorry, buddy. This one's already full, but you can here. Let me get you the link. Hold on. Get you the link here and wow, my phone is really having issues. All right, we can go here. You can go right here, www. I'm going to type it in my hand. I don't know why I put these. I don't know why I put the spaces in, but you can figure it out. What's up, Nick? So James, if you go to that link and enter your name and email, you'll get the emails every Sunday morning with the links to join the drafts. But this one's full, unfortunately. But you can get in our next ones. Bill, I mean, I'm on the Zoom. I see you keep asking to join, and then it just says joining. So not sure if it's your end or my end. What's up, Nick? So as usual, we'll give people about 5 minutes to join here. And again, this is a third round reversal. So that means instead of the number one player getting the 1, the 2, the 212, and the 3-1, after they pick the 212, the 3-1 goes to the 12 spot. So this should be interesting. What's up, Bill? There you are.
I figured it out, man. On my phone, I can't have YouTube and Zoom going at the same time. I don't understand. No idea, man. Is this redraft or dynasty, Chris?
Redraft. We're only doing a redraft these days just because we're having trouble filling the dynasty ones. Maybe after the NFL draft, when people get more into it or we get more people on the list, we'll add in some dynasty ones again. But it is a third round reversal. What's up, Nick?
Yep.
What's up?
So this is have you ever done a third round reversal? I've never done one before.
Maybe a long time ago, man.
Yeah, this should be interesting. I wonder if picking at the end is actually an advantage in this format.
I don't know. I try to mock it out in my head what the third round is going to be like, and you might change your strategy from 10 through 12 because of this.
Maybe because the person at the clapping cheeks is going to get the to pick at the end of the 1-2 turn,
and then also,
basically, yeah, and then
then
at the start of 3.
So you're going to get three consecutive picks.
No, you don't get three consecutive.
I'm sorry, I said that wrong.
Yeah, but you get basically 3. So basically, it's like he's like the 1.1, except instead of getting the 1.1, he gets at the end.
Yeah, he's going to get 3 of the top 25, which may change your strategy for the 10 through. I don't think it's going to change from 9 down. From 10 through 12, I can see you changing up.
Well, it should be interesting.
Oh, it's going to be. Make sure everybody knows that, though, too, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious what's going to happen because I don't know if I go so far to say I would necessarily give the people picking at the end an advantage. Maybe it does, but I do think it really negates that early advantage because I think the real early advantage isn't so much having the early pick; it's the second to third transition. So we'll see.
No, for sure, because when you get the 1-1, you get 3 picks out of the first 25, right? And you get the very first pick plus you get 3 picks out of the first 25, which should be a good advantage. I think that's the theory behind it. Is it lessens the advantage of the 1-1 and it strengthens what is usually a bad spot, which is the end, right? I think it's supposed to be more fair, I guess.
And particularly this year, in all the mocks I've done, probably at least 50 mocks, the third round is the determining round, really, because the first 2 rounds are very much set. The third round is going to be the determining factor, even after the NFL draft. Like that's going to determine your direction, your roster construction. So I like that it's flipped now because it's not always best player available. You think it is, but it's not.
No, definitely not. I think best player available is it has its place, but I think it's a bad way to draft too.
Yeah. But if you get later in the draft, after like round 7 or 8, you can start looking at it that way.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. At that point, you're just stockpiling
lottery tickets at this point.
Yeah, you're just stockpiling as many guys that you like as you can and hoping a few of them hit, right?
Yeah, that's why you go 0 RB. I understand.
Yeah. All right, I think
Mark Ingram signing today
with the Texans.
Yeah, that's really going to make Deshaun Watson happy.
Yeah, exactly. That's gonna totally change. He's now staying with the Texans. He's like, that's all I needed to hear right there. That's it. That was the commitment I needed.
Sign Frank Gore, and you got the triumvirate of the oldest running backs in the league, baby.
Jeez, yeah, why not? Right, just bring in Frank Gore and Adrian Peterson. Just bring them all in. Just have the oldest running back, the oldest running back group in the history of the NFL.
I just don't. you get new management, you get new stuff. The only thing I can think is that he's a locker room guy, and that's, I don't know if Watson's is friends with him. I have no idea, man.
I don't know either. 'Cause
There's
he looked done last year.
there's zero NFL production standpoint from signing this guy.
Yeah.
Do I like him? I like him. He balled out his whole career. I like him.
Yeah,
But he's
for sure. But he looked. So Neil, who I think is Vagoon in our draft here, says the Ravens should sign Kenny Galladay. Please.
Let that happen.
Don't do that to Kenny Galladay.
Yeah, don't do that to Kenny Galladay, but do that for the Ravens. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Lamar, it'd be phenomenal for Lamar.
Yeah, but it'd be terrible for Kenny Galladay.
Kind of terrible for Kenny.
All right. Well, it's hard for me. It looks like I know Bill, you're on. Obviously, Nick, you're on. Long Wings on. Wings for do. I don't know. I haven't seen Rush Prime hop on. I haven't seen Themo Brule or Panda Sheep, but looks like everybody else is on.
If their notifications are on Sleeper, man, they should get this on their phone immediately.
Yeah.
Yo, we can't have like 5 autos, man. I'm gonna lose it.
No, I think right now at most we have 3.
All right.
All right, let's go. Here we go. We're going. Get ready, everybody. Here we go.
Oh boy, here we go.
Long Wang, you're on the clock.
Good luck, Nick. Me and you, baby, next to each other.
All right, you too, man.
Don't snipe, kid. Take all the Cowboys you want now that Dak is signed. Take them all.
Here we go. Something a little different. Dalvin Cook at the 1.
You serious?
Yeah.
Oh wow, thank you.
Why can't I see a single thing? Oh my God, this is ridiculous.
Of course, now Sleeper decided to not work. Hold up.
Did you pick McCaffrey already?
Who do you want? You want McCaffrey?
I just got McCaffrey, yeah.
Okay, I don't want McCaffrey. Hold on.
Yeah, of course.
All right, I'm good now. Okay, I'm on.
All right.
Watch this. We're gonna go a little different here.
You gonna go Kelsey at the 3? Kelsey at the
That'd
3?
be fantastic. You know what, man? I'm gonna show my love for my home state right here. Because I want his ADP to jump.
No, I think Saquon is the 3. Oh, Neil was saying he wants Kenny Galladay to the Texans, not the Ravens.
Oh, okay.
There you go. How's that one for you?
Not a bad pick.
I like Saquon. I know because I have the inside stuff. He's going to be in phenomenal shape.
Yeah. Look, I didn't take a wide receiver. I took Zeke at 5.
What?
So now everybody can leave me alone.
You took Zeke
What are you
over Kamara?
doing?
Look,
What?
Zeke
Alvin
is
Kamara.
no.
Okay.
Zeke is back to being a top 5 running back with Dak signing, with a healthy offensive line. He'll be back to being a top 5 running back next year.
Oh, I love your bold takes, Chris. I just don't want to play the lottery with your picks.
Wow. Okay. I mean,
Kamara at 6. Wow.
I'm still just a little worried about Kamara if Breeze doesn't come back.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like everything looks good for Zeke. Dak's gonna be back. That offensive line will be healthy. Dude, he was putting up monster numbers last year before Dak got hurt.
I mean, I don't disagree with you that he'll be better, but I think you reached a little bit. Not a ton, not a terrible pick, but I can't agree with that.
Hey, Nick. You're the boy down. You're the man. I'm telling you, Pollard is a baller, and I'm telling you, he's good. He was just as productive as Zeke, and I'm telling you, he had more burst than Zeke at the end of the year. There's not even a question.
Yeah, but down the stretch, like once Zeke missed that game with an injury, and then he came back, and then Pollard barely got the ball. Like they're paying Zeke too much money to not give him the ball.
Agreed, man. That is no doubt. I agree with you.
And looks like Pierre's doing some baseball draft right now.
Okay.
Is he? Did he time out?
He looks like he might. He's down to
man.
16, 15.
All right. Cam at the 1-7 for Cam.
Wow.
Oh, I can't agree with that either.
That's pretty bold.
I love him. I think he's going to be a top 8 running back. There's no doubt. But wow.
Oh, there's definitely doubt.
I don't. Of all the second-year guys, I like him the most, don't you?
I don't know if I like him more than Jonathan Taylor.
I like Taylor more.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry. No. That's what I meant to say. The other tier.
Yes.
The other 5.
Yes, but with all these, but none of these guys, even with Cam Akers, and I definitely like Cam Akers, there's still question marks with Cam Akers.
Well, he's got a good quarterback now, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's not without risk, but I think he's gonna ball out this year.
I don't like DeAndre with Jared Goff.
No, I don't like Swift either.
I like Gibson more than Swift. And Gibson doesn't even have a quarterback.
Which might be a good thing for him.
Taylor Heineke season, man. They tendered him today.
No.
They tendered him today.
Yeah, that's fine. But come on. He better not be the future.
No,
they tendered Heineke?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're gonna get
Wow.
Cam. Ron Rivera.
You guys realize this is a PPR draft, right? It's okay to take
guys. What are we doing?
It's okay to take players other than running backs. It's okay.
Well, those were autoed, so wow. Panda Sheep, just roll, baby. Just hit it up right now.
Well, with Pierre, we got 4 autos now. Hopefully Pierre figures it out. You guys play? Well, I know you play fantasy baseball, Bill. You play fantasy baseball, Nick?
It's funny you ask. I'm actually looking at getting into it this year. I don't know if I'll full on like have any teams, but I'm looking at maybe at least getting into some mocks to dip my feet in a bit.
Nick, I told you I'll give you the tutorial. I'll run it down for you. And if I have a spot in my league where maybe you can be a co-owner with someone, like a good friend of mine, just so you can learn the ropes and just
Sure, sounds great.
See how it happens. You have to be on your game. It's weekly, but you have to pay attention daily to transactions that's going on in MLB. It's a lot of fun, man. It'll get your juices up. And then by the time that's ready to be done, football is going to be starting up and you'll be ready to go.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, I'll get you in, man. I'll get you. But I think one of my boys is looking for a co-owner anyway, because he's coaching a lot in the spring here. So I'll let you know, man.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, appreciate it.
Adams at 11 makes me really wish I had the 11th pick in this draft.
Yeah. And how you take DeAndre DeAndre was autoed, but how is he autoed ahead of Adams? How's that possible?
I don't know. The computer does random stuff with the auto. I thought I saw clapping cheeks on at one point. This isn't looking good. A lot of auto drafters tonight, it looks like. I see Pierre's back on, so that's good. Hopefully he can stay on. So the guy who took the 12th spot in a 3rd round reversal isn't even going to be here.
I don't want to hear that, man, because I would have taken his spot. Man, that sucks.
Although it didn't say he auto picked that, so maybe he is here. Maybe he's just milking this clock.
Take Kelsey right now.
Oh, nice. And then grab Mahomes.
By the way, I did.
And then grab Mahomes with the 3-1.
Chris and Nick, I did it again in a mock from the 10th spot. Reek, Kelsey, and Mahomes again, which makes me feel come August that is going to be viable and be there. I'm telling you, it's going to be there.
It was there last year. Young Money says he's going to get in one of these drafts and smoke us. It actually
smoke me with fellas. What? Smoke me with what, bro?
Get in with it. Get in with us. Let's go, Young Money.
39 championships, my friend. No one in this room can say they have that or even add up to it. So whenever you guys want,
I don't even know if I've played in 39 fantasy football seasons in my life.
I never told you, man. I won a 10K FPPC 10K about 6 years ago. Yep.
Nice.
Don't play games, man. I got youngsters. We got youngsters on YouTube now who are playing for the first time for 15 years old, 16 years old, thinking they can play fantasy football. It's crazy.
No, it takes experience.
Did Pierre just auto draft again?
Aaron Jones. Oh.
So we got Hill mixing at the turn. That's something. All right. Well, I'm back up here. And somehow, boy, I could go Eckler here, but I really like this guy. And I already got Zeke, who's going to be a beast. So I'm going to go.
Yeah. You better hope he is, because you can't win the draft in your first round, baby, but you can lose it.
That's true. I usually am very risk averse in the first round. That's why I don't like taking like the Cam Akers in the first round or the Nick Chubbs. Those guys.
Well, that was a good pick. That was definitely a good pick.
Look, Zeke was like the consensus number 3 last year, and he was doing just fine. And then Dak got hurt, and now nobody thinks Zeke is any good. Zeke is fine.
Well, I think he's good.
And the other thing is that offensive line was decimated last year.
Oh yeah.
They're going to be healthy, or they should be healthy. He's going to be great this year.
Especially if the Cowboys get a lineman in the first round this year.
Now, maybe Kamara was the better pick. Like, if I knew for sure Drew Brees was coming back, then absolutely I would pick Kamara there. But I don't know if I want Alvin Kamara with Jameis Winston or Taysom Hill or whoever the hell the quarterback's going to be.
Throw some advice here. I don't love Eckler, but this is incredible value.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You got to take. I mean, I almost took Eckler.
But
over
it's a third round reversal, so I might have to pick a wide receiver here. And a top one. But I'm going to do this, and oh man, Swift, Eckler, or Gibson? Eckler?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't like this guy, man. I don't like him.
Why?
He doesn't carry the ball hard. He's not a runner. He's a pass catcher, man.
That's okay. It's PPR.
I know. Is he going to rush for 800 yards? Will he?
Does he need to?
Does he get touchdown goal line carries? That's my
okay.
point.
Look, that's always that used to be the knock on Julio Jones too, but it didn't matter because Julio Jones would catch 100 passes and 1,400 yards, and he finishes like the wide receiver 5, but he didn't catch touchdowns, so nobody wanted him. It's PPR. It's okay.
I know, brother. He better catch.
You know what? He's going to catch
80 balls.
80 plus.
All right,
80 plus.
good. Then we're fine.
And he's probably going to rush for 600 to 800 yards. So he's going to get you 1,400 or 1,500 total yards with 80 catches.
I'm good with that then.
And he might only get you 5 or 6 touchdowns. Big deal. See, the problem with Nick Chubb at the 1.9 is if he only gets you 5 or 6 touchdowns, you're dead. That pick is dead because he doesn't catch any passes. He's catching 30 passes.
I agree.
Passes. So if Nick Chubb doesn't get you double-digit touchdowns or doesn't rush for 1,300, 1,400 yards, that pick is dead.
This guy's online. Who's this? Oh. E. White?
Yeah, E. White's online. He's gone Adams Kelsey, which is a pretty nice start, honestly.
That's a good start.
That's a great start.
Better grab a running back here, though. Long time till he picks again.
Adams, Kelsey, Gibson, that's a solid start for sure.
Oh yeah.
I would love that start. All right. We got AJ Brown or Calvin Ridley. I'm gonna snipe you. I'm gonna snipe you here, Bill.
Don't do it, bro. Please stop. You're such a jerk. I
love Ridley. Ridley's one of the most undervalued wide receivers, man.
Dude, I don't have to talk to me. I'm on his bandwagon since rookie year.
He's like the new Keenan Allen. He's like the new, although Keenan Allen is still Keenan Allen. People still look here we are. We're at the end of the third round. Nobody wants Keenan Allen. Oh wait, no, my bad. He went 3-6. He went 3-6. Okay, good.
Come on, boys. Don't hurt me here. Don't hurt me here.
I mean, just go another RB. Let's go. 8 running backs. Let's see it. Go like Braun the other week. Go 8 running backs.
Let's go, weak ass fucker. Took my player. Pain in the ass. Blew out my whole draft now. God damn it.
Just from that one Calvin Ridley pick?
No, because I had it lined up, man. Now.
You mean to pause it?
No, I'm good, bro.
All right. You got 3 seconds.
I got it. Don't worry. There he
Time's
is.
up. You took Darren Waller. Is that who you wanted?
I got him. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm good with that. I'm good with him.
Yeah. If you don't take him.
All these wide receivers are in the same tier now, man.
I think there's still.
You got a number 1 left for me? I got 1, maybe.
I got 3 ones left.
I got 2 ones left. Sorry, 2.
All right. Well,
Well, yeah, I don't know. I know who you're thinking, but okay. I get to pick quick, so we'll see. One of those three better be there for me.
Well, as long if Nick doesn't take one of the three, I'll tell you who the three are because it means at least one will fall back to me.
No, don't say anything until Long picks.
Long already picked. He took Evans and Lamar.
Am I
Did he?
tripping here? Where's Terry McLaurin?
So Terry McLaurin is one of the ones that I thought he's down there a bit.
Okay,
that's
okay,
what-
never mind. I found him.
Yeah, so he was one of the ones. So now I'm down to two.
No, I got one for you. Well, I got one for you. And this is a number one right here.
Let's see.
That'll be a number one right there.
Yep, he's the other
That's a
one.
nice
So
one. Nice
there's
pick.
only one left. He's the other one. There's only one left.
I'm not going to say it because weak ass already sniped me once. I let him snipe you. Fuck him.
You sniped you with. So you got sniped with Calvin Ridley and AJ Brown back to back.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Dang, that always sucks.
yeah.
When you're
Well,
like,
which is
okay,
fine. Which is fine because Allen Robinson is good as McLaurin and Evans. So I got Waller out of the deal. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I mean Allen Robinson definitely. Okay, well, so here's the other one.
Godwin?
No,
Oh no.
Deontay Johnson.
Deontay, that's a good pick.
He's a wide receiver one with Big Ben. He's like a
Is he a
six-
top 12? I'm saying in PP. I don't know. He's a wide receiver one on his team. Is he a top 12 player? Is what I'm asking.
player? No. Wide receiver? Yes. Like I would take him over Evans. I would take him over Julio. I would take him over Galladay right now, not knowing where Galladay is going to go. I would take him over Godwin. Dude, he had like a 6-catch floor with Big Ben last year. Like,
Well, it's what your boy said. If what he said with Juju. So
what's that?
if Juju's back or not.
But I mean, I don't know if it matters because Juju was there last year. I think
Yeah.
I think it helps if Juju's not there. It helps him even more. But I mean, Deontay Johnson, like the thing with Deontay Johnson is people don't like him because he doesn't have those huge plays like Allen Robinson, Terry McLaurin, but he catches like 6 to 10 passes every week, and he's just a PPR monster.
True.
He's good, but I don't think I'd take him over Galladay or Godwin though.
Yeah, he'll need this year to prove it to me. He does it one more year, then he's in that tier.
My problem with Galladay is where's he going to end up?
Yeah, I'm saying it now. People don't want to hear me. Like he could be like it's in the realm of possibility that he's on the Packers, and everyone's like, no. I'm like, okay. In the division, they know him. You don't think they're going to make a play for him?
I wouldn't say it's impossible, but I don't know if he's going to go to Green Bay.
I'm debating between. I'm just gonna plant my flag. Let's go. Planting my flag.
What'd you do? What'd you do?
Noah Fant. The 5'8".
Really? Over Pitts?
Oh yeah. I will
Right.
never. I'm sorry. I'm just one of those guys that I will never take Like I think Noah Fant this year is gonna enter that upper tier.
Well, here's where everybody forgot, and I know Nick's not going to like me, but here's a top player and a top wide receiver in the league. Breakout. Good night, sweetheart. Good night.
Okay, it was between Fant and Lamb for me on that last pick.
You sniped me.
But
I'm sorry, Nick.
Yeah, it was between those two for me. But I'm like, I just took 3 straight wide receivers. I don't want to miss out on Fant because then I don't have a tight end that I like.
I think I'm good with Robinson and Lamb. Okay with that. Very okay.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I look at my team and I think it's a good team, but I'm not doing cartwheels. I'm not super excited about this team. It's good.
You know why? Because you went running back early and you miss out on those elite wide receivers, and people don't understand that. I know you do. That's why you don't look at your team and do cartwheels, because you're looking at your team saying,
Yep.
I don't have those elite monster ceiling wide receivers. And that's what happens when you go running back.
Yeah.
People don't understand that. They think like running back, it's so safe, but it's great. Like you said on Tuesday, safety isn't going to win you championships.
True,
Dang,
but
T. Higgins already? I thought for sure T. Higgins would make it back to me. Nice pick.
yeah.
Nice pick.
Yeah, he was the first guy I put on my queue when I was setting up for the draft.
My queue had 51 players on it, and I'm like, that's fine. I have enough. These guys always make it to the end. But now I don't know if my queue is going to make it. All right, we're getting to that point. We've definitely had some earlier QB. We got Allen gone, Wilson gone, Murray gone, Lamar, Holmes.
Nick, you like
You with the Ronald Jones already.
you like Rojo?
You can't let Higgins or Jones make it back to me. Oh
You like
God.
Rojo better than Mostert, man?
Yeah, I feel like for me, because I feel like Ronald Jones is for sure going to be the number one guy in Tampa. And I mean, Mostert could
For
very well
sure?
be the guy in
Okay.
San Francisco, but I don't like him as much.
Wow, how did this guy fall to me? I'm pretty excited right now. What the hell's going on? Thank you. What's going on?
Yeah, that is good.
For number 3? What?
Yeah, except
The guy's a
now,
4th round pick, this guy.
except now you're third. He's going to be your flex now. So good luck with that.
I mean, I hate running backs at flex, but this guy I'll be fine with. And in full PPR, I don't want running backs at flex, but he's such a pseudo hybrid.
All right. Well,
Isn't-
let's see. I'm going to go with
Isn't
my
he
other.
usually gone, man, by the 4th round in our mocks? Usually, right? 4th or 5th?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
I
That's
would have
good
taken
value.
him if I saw him. I didn't realize he was undrafted.
That's good value.
Now that everybody took all the running backs.
No.
Well, they took all the running backs that I like. In that range.
Dude, just move east already. You with the fucking Broncos, just move east, bro. Draft Drew Lock. Go ahead. You missed out on Gordon. Just keep going with the Broncos. Come on, man. Bro.
Once Ronald Jones goes off the board for me, it's like, okay, now I'm just going to sit back and wait even longer for running backs because they all suck after that for a while.
Come on, man.
Like James Conner, Raheem Mostert, David Johnson, Leonard Fournette. I mean, Javonte Williams could be good for sure. I just didn't expect Javonte Williams to go that early.
Oh, man.
Well, I mean, I really need another running back here. I'm going to have to make this pick. How much time I got?
About 30 seconds.
Okay. I'm going to have to make this pick on my phone. Well, this is my highest ranked running back remaining. So there we go.
Really?
Yeah. Like you
Well,
said, I'd rather
I
shoot
like
for the
him.
I'd rather shoot for the upside of Michael Carter laying
No, I
somewhere
like
good
him.
than
I'm not giving. No, I wasn't being sarcastic. I like him.
like
I like him
we're
a
at the
lot.
range where you're looking at the Tariq Cohens, the Latavius Murrays.
I might snipe Nick again, and he won't be my friend because I know where he's going right now. I can bet mortgage on this next pick for him.
Now you know where I'm going?
Oh, I know. Been in too many of them with you. I know the position and I know the player that you want. So I'm going to leave him for you, Nick, because I like you. That's how we're going to play this.
All right, well, let's see.
Because I'm going to leave the other one and I'll take that value right there. So I'm going to leave you, your boy.
All right, you're smart. You're a very smart man.
And I left you with your boy. So
Although I'm actually not going to take him yet because the guy who picked one, the guy who's next already has a quarterback. So I'm going to take this guy for now instead.
See, that's smart.
no worries. Yeah, of course.
That's smart.
I could have taken him and had the stack, is what I'm trying to tell you, but I didn't.
Although he might have just heard you say that, and now just to spite you, he might take Dak Prescott.
Oh, he probably could, yeah.
If he's watching the live stream, he could just do it.
I could have taken the stack, and I didn't do that to you, buddy.
Here's a bold prediction. I think Dak's going to be QB1 this year.
If Dak's QB1, then Zeke's a top 5 running back. It's guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Comeback player of the year.
I love him.
That definitely is almost a certainty.
I love him.
Unless if, knock on wood, he gets hurt again.
Well,
he's going to be comeback player of the year.
Sure. No, as long as he plays like 14 or more games, he'll be comeback player of the year. Almost for sure. Like, who else is even? I mean, maybe Christian McCaffrey, but he kind of played towards the end. I don't know how they view it.
The only other guy I would really think could do it would be maybe Saquon, but
Saquon can. That's right.
But they're not. They always favor the quarterback, right?
Yeah, true.
How do we like this guy right here?
I love him.
I love him. I wish he made it back to me. Love Tyler Boyd. Another guy that's just way undervalued.
I don't remember when I've drafted a Bengal last. I don't remember. I just don't. That's the first Bengal I've taken in any mock, and I just won't draft Bengals. Worst run organization in the NFL by far. Even worse than the Jets.
Even worse than the Texans?
Nope, you're right. You win. Yep. Tyler Boyd is my 3 is fine. I'm good.
Yeah, that's the thing again. I mean, I like Tyler Boyd, but man.
I'll take him as a number 3. It's fine. It's better than Ty. I like Debo better as an athlete, but Debo has issues, man. He runs the ball. They run him too. I love him on jet sweeps, man. This guy runs the ball too much.
No, I would take Boyd over Debo.
Yeah. But not over DJ Shark, though. He's gonna have a monster year, bro.
No, I think Shark's due for a big bounce back.
Guys who were outside of the top 15 last year, that I'm gonna put something together for every position. I'm telling you guys, bold predictions, guys that were outside the top 15 for their positions who are going to be inside the top 10. And I'm going to tell you who those guys are this year. I'm going to put it out, you, Chris, and you can write the article. All right, buddy?
I don't write anymore. I hate writing.
Oh, I'm an English teacher, so I'll do it, bro.
Pierre can write it. Pierre likes to write.
Oh, I can't wait to give you these guys.
All right. Well, I feel pretty good about my running backs, actually.
Do you?
I mean,
Chase, you got Chase. There you go. I got Chase last draft.
As good as I could, considering how fast running backs fly off the board in these drafts.
Well, you got the guy next to you. You two are battling out for the best wide receiver set by far.
See, I'd rather come out of the draft if given the choice. Let me ask you guys: if given the choice, would you rather come out of the draft with the best set of wide receivers in your league or the best set of running backs in your league?
Go ahead, Nick. I'll let you answer.
I know you're going to disagree with me on this, Chris, but I'd say running backs. They're the foundation of fantasy, and I think they still are.
What about you, Bill?
Well, all right. Let me make my pick, and then I'll tell you.
What about anybody watching on live? What would you guys want? You want to come out of the draft with the best running backs in your league or the best wide receivers in your league?
That's a loaded question, man.
Why? That's a great question. I might make that.
It's loaded though because it all depends on. Let me make my pick. I'll tell you why. Damn it! The fuck. Is he? I can't find him.
let's assume that like if you choose the wide receivers, your running backs are okay. They're not like complete garbage. And if you choose the running backs, your wide receivers are okay. They're not total garbage. But I think we all agree that if you come out of the draft and you think like, oh, I'm middle of the road, my running backs are okay and my wide receivers are okay, your team is probably going to be terrible.
There's some upside right there, home run hitter.
Yeah, if he lands in the right spot. Mark Ingram sighting. I didn't even see that. All right, well, let's hear your take, Bill. Would you rather have the best wide receivers in the league or the best running backs in the league?
Okay, you're assuming full PPR, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so then I told you my philosophy last time after doing this forever. The waiver wire means so much. So that's why it's loaded for me, because inevitably there's going to be injuries at either position. So more so at the running back position. So while I'm on your side, Chris, I would
There's
rather
no sides here. It's just there's no right or wrong. There's no right or wrong.
Nick made a very good point. So did you. I'm just trying to say that I've gone away in the last 5 years. I was big running back guy, 3 of the first 5 rounds, but not anymore.
Okay. Hey.
I will lean wide receiver with you. But again, it all depends. You know what I mean? Because the waiver wire wins the league. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I'll take the best receivers coming out. If you start 3 wide receivers, I'll definitely take the best ones coming out. If it's 1, 2, and 2 wide receivers and 2 running backs start with 1 flex, then I'm taking running backs. There's your answer.
Okay, that's fair. And we got 2 answers on so Neil
What
said
did they
running backs
say?
and Red Mama said running backs. And I think most people would say running backs. But I think elite wide receivers, when you have the best wide receivers in your league, and again, like to your point, yeah, if you're only starting 2 and 2, then it definitely makes the running backs more valuable. But if you're able to start, 2 flexes and you can start 2 elite wide receivers in your flex, because let's be real, you're not going to have 4 elite running backs. There's not even right, by the end of the season, how many elite running backs are there even left? Right, they're like 10 maybe. If you can grab if you have those elite wide receivers and then you can grab a solid running back off the waiver wire, your team becomes beastly. Right? Your team becomes beastly. So that's why I usually choose wide receiver. But I'm not saying, as you can see, I drafted Zeke today, so I'm not anti-running back, which seems to be what people think. It seems to be the misconception that I'm anti-running back or something.
Okay.
We lost you there for a second.
I thought you booted me, man.
I did because of that terrible answer. No, I'm just kidding.
Thanks, bro.
No.
It depends on lineup. That's why I was saying it was
no, for sure. But I think in most, like in any league, like I was saying, any league where you start 2 flexes in PPR, I want to top 20.
Well, that's what I meant by having, if you have 3 wide receivers and still even only 1 flex, I want the wide receivers. Yes.
Yeah.
But I've a long time ago when we first started playing, it was 1, 2, 2 tight end and 1 flex. So if you have 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, I could see where you'd want the running backs.
Yeah, definitely in that kind of format. I agree.
And I'm finding now, just so you know, the last 3 years, and I want everyone to hear this, get yourself into a super flex league, man. It makes the draft so much better. It raises the value. It gets you more deep running backs later in the draft because all the quarterbacks have to be taken in the first 6 rounds. It makes the draft much more strategic. Get yourself into a super flex league. That's where everything is going in fantasy football because of the value of the quarterbacks. This 1 quarterback league is antiquated, man. It's done. You can wait till the 9th or 10th round to get a quarterback and have a viable mid-tier guy. Make your strategy different. Play with 2 quarterbacks.
I agree. I love super flex leagues. Go
ahead.
It's just harder for the casual player.
Yeah, and I agree with you, man, because I'm not and you're not. I understand. Casual guys can't do it.
Yeah, like if you're in a more casual league, like even in casual leagues, you're gonna have a couple serious guys. But if most of your league are casual players, they're gonna have a really hard time with Superflex, especially in the draft.
Oh yeah.
I've never done super flex, but I want to try it out.
Do it this year, man. I'll walk you. I'll be in a league with you, a free league. Let's do one together. Chris, let's get me, you, Nick, these guys in here. Let's just do a free league, man.
Yeah, we should definitely do a free league. And we should
Definitely do it, man. Seriously, let's do a free league right here on Sleeper. It's easy. It's fun. It's, whatever.
It is easy. We'll do it after the draft when we know where all the rookies are. So
yeah, let's do that. When's the draft? April 15th or something?
Something like that. Yeah, it's coming up like a month. But I definitely think all dynasty leagues should be super flex, though. I 100% believe
I had this discussion the other day, and yes, I think so too. I got convinced on it, and I'm like, I was in so many one quarterback dynasty leagues for like the last couple of years. But yes, I think you're right. Though I've been convinced, and
in a one QB dynasty league, I just feel like QBs are almost worthless.
Yes, I agree.
Obviously they're not worthless. That you have to start one, but I mean, it's like you can find a decent decent QB every week.
Yeah.
Whereas in super flex, you have to put more of a premium, and since it's dynasty, like you should have to put more of a premium on players. I feel. And this is why my next pick is going to show why you can just sit back and wait till the very last round and take a quarterback.
So you want me to take your running back now is what you're saying. Oh, okay.
I'll find a QB. I don't have a QB. Wait, did somebody drafted Jalen Hurts?
Yep.
What? How did I miss that?
Wait, where? I don't see him either.
I don't see him, but it's not my pick yet.
Oh, it's my pick. Do I need to take him?
Go QB. Go QB.
No.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts is still available.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? Because that was my strategy once you pick Dak and there was no QBs that I really love up at the top. I'm like, I'm just gonna wait and get Jalen Hurts my last pick. No, I'll take him. Although if Weekass or Weeks is watching the live stream, he'll probably take Jalen Hurts just to spite me. Okay, nope. He left me Jalen Hurts. Very nice of you.
I like that pick.
Yeah, Corey Davis. No one's on Corey Davis. I don't understand. He had a great year last year. He's a free agent. He could land in a great spot. We don't know. I mean, I don't understand why nobody likes Corey Davis. All right, there it is. I liked it.
Hey, you want to go through the teams a little bit?
Sure, we can go through the teams. Let's go through them.
Yeah.
Long. We just go. What I usually do when I do this, just give me a number 1 to 10 on the entire team. But these guys love it when I rate their squads. All right, here we go. Number 1, Cook, Jones, Evans, Juju, little weak at receiver, decent. Lamar, good. Melvin, Pitts, Waddle, Kenny Gainwell, White, Ruggs, and Judy. Got a number? You're the host. You're the host.
7.
That's what I was going to say. Good. Nick, what do you feel?
I would say 6 or 7. Yeah.
All right, let's do Nick's squad, baby.
And I don't really like okay. I'm going to give myself a 1.
Man. We don't have to do that. You don't want people getting mad at you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just say, Nick, we'll say you got McCaffrey at 2. Clyde's a good pick. Let's just talk about the picks then. Don't rate them.
All right.
Value, good value there. Kittle, good value there. Clyde, good value there.
I'm obviously gonna agree with all Nick's picks because he always takes my guys. He takes my Higgins, he takes my Jones. Of course I'm gonna like his picks. He always takes my guys.
I will say, Nick, I love the upside of your receivers, but if Washington doesn't get a quarterback, it could be doomsday for your receivers, man.
Yeah, I took a chance a little bit with McLaurin that early.
That's okay, but everything else is solid. Dak, great pick. And you got Rojo. You're deep. So I like your upside of your team, man. You got value in the first 3-4 rounds. It's really good.
Well, this shows, in my opinion, the reversal here because normally if
I wouldn't have done this in the reversal. I wouldn't have taken Waller there. I'll tell you that.
Well, yeah, normally if you go Kittle here, it's coming back to you in 3 picks, and he's probably getting one of these stud wide receivers.
Yes, he is. And
because he's got to wait till the end of the 3rd round, those guys are gone now. So it definitely shows you how the 3rd round reversal changes things. So
yeah.
So
Bills team.
I love my running backs, and I'm not a huge running back guy.
No, I love them too. I thought you didn't
I
love
love
that
the
killer,
team, man. My starters are awesome.
I
got a
love your
great
first
team.
5 picks. I mean, Kareem Hunt's okay. Watson. I think all the way up to Boyd is good, and then you took a bunch of. I think your draft was great. No complaints about your draft. Honestly.
Thank you. But this guy right here, what's his name?
Weeks.
Weeks had a good draft, man.
I mean, he's
I
got
can't say
Eric
nothing
Henry,
about-
who's a beast. He's got stud wide receivers. He's got a stud quarterback. He's got some
RB2's in trouble, but that's fine. He can overcome that.
Yeah, but between Dylan, Gaskin, Murray, well, yeah, I don't mind if RB2's in trouble.
And I don't like Ingram, so
yeah, that's the problem when you wait on tight end. You're down in that. That's why I wanted to get Fant when I did.
you could have had Hawkinson instead of Ingram.
No Hawkinson. I'm out. I'm out on Hawkinson.
You're out. Nick, how do you feel about Hawkinson? Are you in or out?
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in.
With Jared Goff, that offense I think is just going to be horrible. I don't think Hawkinson is really like an elite player. I think he's a good player. I don't think he's an elite player. And I think without Stafford, I think what we saw last year was the best we're going to see from him, personally.
But I don't think he's elite, but I think he's pretty good.
Well,
I've been saying for weeks. I think Fant is going to take the leap this year. I think this is the year where he's like the next Darren Waller who joins that upper tier of tight ends.
I hope so. I've got him in 3
Could be,
dynasty leagues. He did shit for me last year. Noah fan. He better. I've got him in 3
he
dynasty.
was great last year. What was he like? The tight end 4, 5? I think he was like better than Mark Andrews.
Didn't he tail off at the end of the year? I remember not starting him, man, over Tunyon. I started Tunyon over him, Chris.
Yeah, that's because Tunyon was like, he would catch like 3 passes for 30 yards, but he'd get 2 touchdowns. It's like, okay.
Yeah, he's too touchdown dependent.
He just got on a touchdown heater like Aaron Rodgers did. That's all. That's why. All
right, Chris, your squad. You got Zeke. You got the 3 best receivers basically besides Weeks. Yeah, no offense. Good. I don't know. Do you think he would have made it to you in the 6th?
Probably. He probably would have.
Right. You don't want to.
My worry was, like, if I didn't take him there and he didn't make it back to me, I'd be kicking myself because then I'd be looking at one of these crappy tight ends.
Getting Hurts in the 12th round of any freaking draft is a steal. He's a top 10 quarterback. I love the upside of the Carter, Chase Edmonds, even Damian. I got him in that other league. So good squad, man. And getting Mooney, that's going to be. I have him in like 4 leagues. Mooney's going to be something this year. I'm telling you right now, he's going to be inside the top 24. I think so. Top 25. What do you guys think?
That'd be awesome.
Because when Allen Robinson's gone, or did he sign? Did he sign it? Did they franchise him?
Not yet.
They didn't franchise Robinson.
Not that I've heard. Not that I know of.
Let me look it up.
Did they?
I'm looking right now.
I think they did, right? Not Golladay, but they did for him.
Yep, they franchise tagged him.
Oh shit! There goes Mooney's value. Okay, all right. Fuck.
They did. They franchise tagged Allen Robinson.
Well, there's this thing that came up on ESPN that says Chicago Bears franchise tag Allen Robinson. So
he did. Yeah, it was 2 days ago. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So I have Mooney in like 3 leagues. Damn it. Okay.
He'll still be good.
This auto draft. Let's see how the auto did for him. Kamara, great pick there. Thomas, not good as your first wide receiver. Sanders
in the 3rd. I mean, I don't even like Miles Sanders, but that's good value.
Yep. Chris Carson. I've never been a Chris Carson believer, so I'm out on him. Russ is going to be the new Aaron Rodgers from last year, I think.
All right, here's the problem with the auto drafter. He's only got Michael Thomas and T.Y. Hilton as his wide receivers.
Yeah, so that team's done.
All right, let's get to Neil. Because Neil is in the YouTube chat saying, "Pick me," like he wants his team.
Is this guy Vag? Is that Neil?
Yeah, that's Neil.
All right, let's go over his squad. I like Cam, but I don't know that you're paying at his ultimate ceiling price right there. But that's fine because I'm a Cam believer. Robinson, I love Robinson. I read somewhere though they're bringing in competition into the running back room. Is that true? I read that.
You got to worry about that because anytime you have a new coaching staff, you got to worry about them wanting to get their guys.
But it's starting a Cam Akers and James Robinson, I'm okay with. I don't care where you picked them because if I said here's the team without knowing what the picks were, and I have Cam and James Robinson and Raheem Mostert, I'm okay with those 3 running backs.
But let me ask you this, because this goes back to the running back. What if he
go
had
ahead.
what if he had Cam Diggs and Keenan Allen? Would you like that better?
Absolutely. There's no question in my mind.
Oh, yeah, that'd
Exactly.
be
So that's the
better.
thing. When you forego, like, a guy like Stephon Diggs for James Robinson, yeah, your
We
team
had
is still good, but your team could be like beastly, right? Like
So I'm going to
if he
write an
had
article.
Cam Diggs and Allen, his team would be beast. And then he gets Josh Allen and Robert Woods, his team would be off the charts, beastly.
I know. And what I'm going to try to say to you is that you agree with me, and I've been saying it for a long time with you guys, is that because of the way people came into fantasy football and because of starting roster positions, people feel that RB2 is more valuable than wide receiver 1. And
Yes.
it's not when you have one of the top 10 wide receivers in a full PPR league. The league is a passing league.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, look at the team. Like, he's Neil Stell's a nice team, but his team would be Akers, Diggs, Allen, Josh Allen, Robert Woods, and then Raheem Mostert is RB2. That is a beastly
that's fine.
team. That's
And
a beastly team.
And you can't start Raheem Mostert on this team now, whereas you're going to need to start another receiver. And now your third receiver is Pittman, who I like a lot.
Exactly.
But if you had Diggs there, and I don't care, James Robinson probably hit his ceiling last year.
Yeah.
He's safe. Look, a lot of people go for safety. They want safe, and that's fine. But I like his squad. Neil, I like your squad, baby. You got an 8-5 here. You're good.
Yeah.
Hawkinson, good. Hate Christian Kirk. Love Pollard late there. Let's please do Pierre's team. Here we go.
All right, let's do Pierre's team. I think he
Love
auto-drafted.
Trail-
I think
my
he
God, he
auto-drafted
lucked
the
out.
first 2
Look at
picks,
this.
but those are pretty good auto-drafts.
That's pretty good. Jonathan Taylor and Aaron Jones, Galladay and Amari. You're Nick. We need you. I am and he was on my Raiders team. I despise Amari Cooper, especially in head.
I understand
especially in
why.
head-to-head. How do you feel?
I mean, for me, when it comes to Amari Cooper, it's all about where the landing spot, where you drafted him. And I mean, the fact is they gave him, I mean, mind you, this was an auto draft, but they gave him Amari Cooper over Higgins, over Lamb. Over Woods, over Cup. I just don't like that spot.
Yeah, me too. And he's terrible in head-to-head. He'll blow up and then have 28 points in one game and then 4, 9.
Yeah, I had him on one of my teams last year. He was frustrating.
I like the Andrews pick. Javonte, that's a great pick.
Yeah.
And then he's hitting late. And then he hit late with receiver, which was amazing. 7th round later, getting Chark, Debo, and Jarvis. Jarvis is your 5th wide receiver. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, as your 5th wide receiver.
What's this? Does he do this with every draft with Brady? What's he doing?
Yeah, he I don't know if he auto picked that or if he just took Brady, but yeah.
No, he likes Brady. No, don't give him the benefit of doubt, man. No, he picks him in every draft we're in. I see him.
So
but he's
he's
a late QB guy. He's a late QB guy too. Then.
So yeah, he's a late QB guy.
All right, good. Who's the next guy?
Here's one. Okay, here's one because Matt's an RB guy and he's always commenting. He said, So the question is, would you rather have Eckler and Ayuk or Stephon Diggs and Michael Carter?
Stephon Diggs and Michael Carter.
Yes, 100%.
Stephon Diggs is going to outscore Ayuk by 100 points.
Probably.
Okay, and then and who else? Eckler and who? Carter.
Michael Carter.
Okay, Michael Carter can probably hit RB3 this year. Do you think? I think he can.
Unless he lands in a terrible spot. I mean, RB3 is almost. Okay, look. Here's the thing people don't understand about running backs. Go look at last year's running back scoring. Look at the year before. Once you get past like the top 10 to 12 running backs, everybody's almost the same. They're almost the same. They almost score all the same amount of points, especially on a per game basis. Like they're almost all the same. So
we got to keep in mind we're talking about full PPR, and everybody plays head to head. Diggs is going to win me weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Ayuk is never going to win me a week. If he's the reason I win a week, Brandon Ayuk, then I've got an issue.
Or your opponent does.
Agreed. Now, Eckler, I'm not high on him, but he's
I'm
good.
really high on Eckler, but I would still take the Diggs Carter combo just for
Of course, so would I. There's more upside.
Carter has. I mean, obviously, after the draft, we might be like, okay, no more Michael Carter. But if Carter lands in a great spot, he has at least 60 to 70, 80% of the upside of Eckler. Ayuk does not have 80%
No, he
of the
doesn't.
upside of Diggs.
And he's got too much competition, Ayuk. And I looked back. Ayuk did his damage, Kittle and Debo out. As soon as they
Yes.
came,
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for
go
sure.
look at the games at the end of the year when Debo was back. And Jimmy, is Jimmy even going to be the quarterback? You better hope that he's not if you're Ayuk, because they're never going to give, he's going to get 5 targets a game. That's about it. You know, so
Yeah.
it doesn't, you got to pick players that are going to win you weeks head to head. This safety thing, it's not, it used to play out in fantasy football a long time ago when I was playing, because RBs ran the show.
Yeah, because
They're replaceable. They're replaceable now.
You'd have 20 running backs that would get 250 or more carries every year.
Doesn't happen anymore. It's over.
It's over.
All right, who's after Pierre? Who's that dude?
Well, those guys all autoed. So let's just go to E. White because he was the last one. Let's go to E. White because he was the last one who actually picked.
Dude, E. White, I love your squad, man. I hope you're still on. Getting Devontae. I love that you went that way with Devontae and Kelsey. 2 best players right there. Gibson, and I'm okay with Gibson, Etienne, and Montgomery. You're going to make it work somehow with that.
Yeah, I think the only thing – I love – look, Adams at 11 is ridiculous. Getting Kelsey in the second round is ridiculous. I love Gibson in the third. That's insane.
Yes, it's huge value.
The only thing I would have changed –
yeah, I know. We know what it is.
I would have taken Cooper Kupp or Robert Woods over Montgomery.
Yeah, I know.
Especially once you go Etienne, you probably already have an okay – like if Etienne lands in a good spot, is he going to be worse than Montgomery?
No.
Okay, so you basically already have Montgomery, so you could get more upside with another wide receiver like Kupp or Woods. And then your team, again, we're talking about 2 stud receivers and potentially 2 stud running backs and the best tight end. Like, that's pretty good.
That is good.
Yeah, I love his first.
But other than that, and then you got DJ Moore, who I like. He got Chase Claypool. That's great. Claypool in the 7th round is ridiculous value.
And getting Justin Herbert in the 9th round is really good.
Yeah, strong team.
We got to get people. I want to get people off of this. I want to start talking people off the ledge with this late. We love Will Fuller. We love Will Fuller.
Oh.
We love Will Fuller. Will Fuller is not going to have a quarterback this year.
He probably won't.
Dude, you know who's going to be throwing Will Fuller balls first week? Who do you think's throwing him the ball?
I have no idea.
I don't even know. Who is the backup quarterback there?
Oh, you don't remember from college.
No, who is it?
Oh, A.J. McCarron, right?
That's right, baby.
Oh, no. Oh,
A.J. McCarron's throwing balls to Will Fuller.
That's brutal.
Yeah, it is brutal.
Yeah.
And having the oldest, I mean, Will Fuller, this, that. I love his talent. He never can stay healthy, and he doesn't have a quarterback. So, 8th round, though, okay.
Yeah, 8th round's okay.
I love Damian that late, too. I'm
trying to look at the wide receivers after him. Like, I would prefer Mooney, of course, maybe even Chenault.
I think you know what you do there? Here's what I would tell E. White there. Go for a rookie there. Go for Bateman or Moore, because one of them is going to hit. So,
yeah, you can go for the rookies there for sure.
That's why I went with Chuba Hubbard, because if he hits, I'm done. That's it. It's over if he hits for me.
Yeah, that's why I like taking the rookies. Especially right now when we don't know where they're going. Take a chance.
Tylan Wallace, he's going to be good.
Yeah.
I like, I've been seeing Pierre talk about him and draft him a couple of times, and you guys need to talk to me. I know I did a little work on Trey Sermon. I just don't know. He was really good 1 year, right? Really good for Ohio State 1 year, right?
It wasn't even 1 year. It was like 3 games.
Okay, 3 games.
So last year, he had those 3 monster games against Michigan State, Northwestern, and Clemson.
Yeah.
And then I think he got hurt. He got hurt in that Clemson game, right? He didn't play against Bama, I don't think.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But prior to that, it's not that he wasn't good. He just didn't get used a lot. And I have to question, if you have a guy on your team who's a beast, why aren't you giving him the ball a ton, right? So he's a tough one for me. The thing is, what are the draft scouts going to think? Are they going to look at those 3 games in Ohio State, and they're going to look at other Ohio State running backs that have success, and they're going to bump them up because of that?
See, this is what we talk about all the time. So you know this, Chris, Nick, you know this. with these guys who are not the top 5 running backs that are going to be taken, because those guys, when we look at those guys can fit almost any system, right? You can put those guys in systems and they're just going to show because of talent, overall talent. The top 5 running backs that we have here are going to go. And if you can put them anywhere, every one of the 32 teams can make them work, right?
Yeah.
This guy's Trey Sermon, even like we know we like Kylan Hill, he can be a 3-down back, but these guys are system dependent, offensive line dependent. Chuba Hubbard, same thing. He's got to be in a zone, outside zone blocking scheme, or else he's done. He's never running anything between the tackles.
Yeah.
So you've got a lot of guys that are outside the top 5 or 6, rookie running backs. Those guys can go anywhere. You could throw Javonte anywhere. You could throw Najee anywhere, Travis Etienne anywhere, and they're going to be fine in the NFL. Those guys just have superior talent.
For me, it's just those 3.
There's no 2 more?
No, like who?
Well, were they talking about Gainwell, or is he dependent?
I mean, Gainwell, I think could, but I think Gainwell's probably going to need the right situation too. I mean, he can definitely do it all. He can run between tackles and he can catch passes, but I don't know if NFL teams are going to view him as like a 20 touch running back.
Yeah, you're probably right on that.
I think it's just those 3. Now I think there's a lot of guys like you said, like Chuba Hubbard, Gainwell, Michael Carter. There's a lot of guys who, if they land in the Kylan Hill, if they land in the right spot, they could have massive, massive value in fantasy next year, but they definitely need to land in the right spot. If they land in a bad spot, they're going to be dead.
Yeah. And that happens a lot. And, this is why I got so angry. I wrote so much on other people's YouTubes, and it just really bothered me, Chris. And I know as who you are, it would bother you too, about, when Damian left because of COVID, and then Clyde got picked in the first round. I was despising that he was being picked in the first round of fantasy drafts. It made me angry, and it proved to be right because when you run a 4.6 as a running back, a 4.65, you got linebackers chasing you down, and you have no TD potential upside inside the 5-yard line. You got to catch 80 balls, like you said, Chris. You better catch 80 balls, and he wasn't going to catch 80 balls with Tyreek and Kelsey and even Watkins there. So CEH last year, that was a problem for me, Chris. I don't know about you, how you felt at the time. That's why I get angry at that stuff.
Well, I don't let myself get angry about it anymore. I used to get angry like, how can you think that? But now I just look at it like, okay, cool. If you take Clyde Edwards-Helaire at, like, say, pick 8, that means at pick 9 I get this guy. So I'm whatever.
Yeah,
like, it just means your team. I don't have to worry about your team now. So
agreed.
I just don't like angry anymore. Like, if people,
but I don't. You're in the industry too, Chris, and you know what I'm talking about. Like, the justification for the pick and the noise about it was something that even the top level guys in the business who've been around a long time, they needed to take a step back and just stop being lazy and do some more tape evaluation on the kid. The kid is good. He's on an all-time incredible college offense with first rounders at quarterback, 3 first-round wide receivers. Look what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
The kid is good laterally. He's not good north and south. Okay. He's a 4.65 runner. He got chased down in the Super Bowl by a linebacker. And I know oh my God, was it who got him? Devin White chased him down when he was on a breakaway. Okay. Devin White. And he's a stud. Don't get me wrong. But this is why people, and I've heard it from other guys on YouTube, you overrate landing spots sometimes. You do.
Oh, for sure. No, for sure. We all do that. Look, you even said it on Tuesday, to win a baseball fantasy championship. And I never play, but from what I've heard, it takes a lot of skill because there's not as much variance in luck. Fantasy football, there's tons of variance, especially in head-to-head leagues, right? Because you could have you could just play a tough schedule where all the teams you play go off against you, right? There's so much variance, injuries. There's so many things we get wrong. That's why I think the most important skill you can possibly have in fantasy football is to not ever plant your flag on any one player or situation and say, this is absolute. You have to be ready to change on an instant. Look, I don't like Joe Mixon, but if I'm in the middle of the 3rd round and Joe Mixon is sitting there, I'm taking Joe Mixon probably because you're talking about a 20 touch running back in the 3rd round.
Yeah, but if you want wide receiver, I'm not taking him as my
Why?
number one. Not as my number one running back.
Well,
Right?
who's going to be your number one running back then?
Well,
Chris
at that
Carson?
point, I don't know. But at that point,
if you go
point,
wide receiver, he's the best guy. But my point being, like, I was never drafting Joe Mixon in the first round of drafts.
No, I was never either. No, not even
But in
last
the
year.
third
when he
round,
was
I'll
going
draft
in the
Joe
first
Mixon.
round.
But too many people say, like, oh, I just don't like Joe Mixon. I'm never drafting Joe Mixon. It's like, well, why? Or, like you might be foregoing a great value there. Now, I'll never draft Tyreek Hill simply because I don't like the person.
Yeah,
But that doesn't mean I don't understand the value of
Well,
Tyreek.
I'm not going to get into it on this
And I don't
channel.
really like Joe Mixon the person either. So,
Well, the Joe Mixon, the person, is just as bad, if not worse, than Tyreek. And I'm not going to get into the incident, but you can go find it on YouTube anytime you want.
well, no, I saw it. Okay,
And
first
it's worse.
of all, we're splitting hairs. We're talking about, it's like saying, like, is a rapist worse than a murderer?
I understand, bro. We're not going to get into that.
Exactly, yeah.
This is not on here. You're right.
They're both bad.
But again, my point here is, look, if we're going to start, because I looked already, you can all go back and look at the ADP for the first 3 rounds last year. Okay, look at the top 12 running back taken, right? In ADP, only 5 hit. Look at the top 12 that's starters in a 12-team league. Look at the top 12 wide receivers, 4 or 5 or 6 hit. So if you can manage that and get laid into your draft and pick some lottery tickets and then play the waiver wire correctly, guys, I have to keep saying this 1,000 times. Don't be lazy, and then you're going to win your league. That's it. You can't bang on, especially at the end of the first round. Because listen, Devontae could have a shit year this year, just like Michael Thomas did.
Yeah, I mean, anybody could. Derrick Henry could finally break down from all the touches, right? Or you know what I mean? Like you never know. Like anybody, like that's the thing about football. Like you can pretty much, if like I don't really follow, the only really baseball player I know is Mike Trout. But if Mike Trout plays 150 games, you can pretty much within a reasonable amount figure out what his stats are going to be, right?
You can't do that here.
You can't do that in football because it's so dependent. Like even like, you take a guy like Stephon Diggs or whatever, they're only touching the ball like 7 or 8 times a game or 15 times a game. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like
you're right, man.
There's so much that's out of their control, right? There's so much that's out of their control.
All right, so let's do a fun exercise here. You ready? 5th round and down. All right, because 4 rounds are usually 48 players. Okay, you got a bunch of starters there. 5th round and down, we're starting to get into spots where you might not have a starter. You might. Okay, you tell me if any of these guys can land in the top 15 at their position. All right, and I bet you will say some. Jamar Chase, totally can, right? Maybe top 20, maybe top 20, maybe, right?
I mean, he can like Justin
Not
Jefferson
likely.
last year.
Not likely.
Yeah.
Cooper Kupp can definitely.
Oh yeah, we've seen it. He's done it.
Okay.
We've seen it.
Robert Woods can definitely.
Yeah, we've seen it.
I'm telling you right now, CeeDee Lamb will.
Yeah. I think he will.
T. Higgins can, right?
T. Higgins can.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Juju, I don't think will. That's not going to happen. Can
Probably
Cortland
not,
Sutton
but
get back
he
up?
can. We've seen it. He's done it.
Can Cortland Sutton get back up to top 20? I hope so for his sake.
I think so.
You could,
Okay.
yeah.
Obviously.
Odell?
Yeah.
I don't
think
know.
So.
Maybe. DJ Moore could. So, look at all those receivers that could outperform the ones above them in the 4th round and up.
Sure.
Okay. So people will argue with me, though, and say, wait a minute, Bill. 5th round down for running backs, wide receivers so deep, 5th round down for running backs, those guys could never outperform the guys ahead of them. And I'll tell you, they can't. All right. You're telling me you guys love Monty the way he finished the year. Monty could be in the top, 15 running backs if the situation's right. If he hits it, he could. I'm not saying he might, it's maybe 50-50. Who else down here? Melvin Gordon,
I think could. Ronald Jones, I think could. Kareem Hunt, I think could.
Dylan definitely
Mostert,
can.
I think could.
Dylan definitely can.
Yeah. See, here's the thing for me with Dylan. Like, he's just a 2-down guy. He's not a pass catcher, so he's gonna need
10 touchdowns.
Yeah, to even have a chance, which he could, but
I don't like
But
Gaskin.
here's the thing: every year, it's like every year there are waiver wire running backs who literally win people fantasy championships.
James Robinson.
But even guys like who were the big like waiver wire pickups down the stretch last year that became
for what wide receiver or running back?
Running back.
Running back. Mike Davis. Well, that was early in the year.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You could have gotten James Robinson off waivers. You could have gotten Mike Davis. Mike Davis and James Robinson were like running back ones. If James Robinson was like a top 5 running back every week.
Yeah,
it's very rare you find a top 5 wide receiver. Now I mean maybe Justin Jefferson. You got Justin Jefferson off your waivers last year, so but it's very rare that a top 5 wide receiver is on the waiver wire during the season.
Oh yeah, that's totally true. And I'm feeling like getting back to strategy, like you're saying. I just feel like that you need. I listen. I feel it's this way. If you're a big draft guy and you're not active, you better draft well. You better get your running backs early. You're right. So it comes down to this, Chris. If you're the draft guy and you think the draft is 75% of your year and that's where your team is made and you don't really spend a lot of fab or you don't get high waiver rank and you're not going to play it every week and you're just not that person, you're not going to grind. You're going to be casual and you're not going to grind. You need the draft to be 75% of your team better hit. And you better draft running back early. You better then. But if
but also let's look at and I love your team. I thought you had a great draft, so I'm not like using you.
Oh, knock it, man! Hit it up. Go ahead.
Or even like or like Neil's team. Like let's just say for the sake of argument, you lose Austin Eckler and I lose Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
So let's say Zeke does indeed become Zeke again and he's great.
Fine.
So we both have a stud RB1, but now I'm rolling out Ridley and Deontay Johnson, and you're rolling out Robinson and Lamb. And I like Robinson and Lamb, but I think I prefer Ridley and
of course. Johnson. There's no doubt in my mind, of course.
But on the flip side, if you can't.
You see, I'm going to go to you with my squad and your squad, and you like Eckler, and I'm okay. Will Eckler at the running back 2 destroy Michael Carter or Edmonds? And he probably will.
Yeah.
Okay. Less than your receivers are going to destroy mine. That's what I'm trying to say here then, right?
Exactly.
But that's why you're telling me that Eckler was the better pick there for me.
Well, I think once Justin Jefferson went, Eckler was the better pick.
Yeah, well, I was taking Justin Jefferson, dude. There's no doubt in my mind.
But even if I lose one of my receivers, I'm going to be flexing like Cortland Sutton. If you lose Eckler, now Kareem Hunt becomes your RB2, which isn't bad. But now you're flexing like a guy like Tyler Boyd or something.
That's true. But then I'm on the waiver, Chris. Then I'm on the waiver wire.
Well, yeah, of course. But my point being, when people look at it just in the vacuum of the draft.
Oh yeah, that's why I hate this.
If you go running back, and you lose one of those running backs,
you're done.
It's hard to you don't have a running back on your bench who's at least decent. Like it's very rare, right? Like
I agree with you, brother. But I will take value. I will take value at my second running back position if the guy's an A-level starter in the league. And I don't love him, but Eckler is what everywhere else I'm hearing, and everyone likes him. He's an A-level starter in the league.
No, I said, I think if Justin Jefferson was there, you'd have a case for Justin Jefferson.
I'd have a better team.
But
I'd have a better team.
No,
but then I'm not taking.
You have to take Eckler.
See, here's the thing, then, Chris. If Jefferson's there, I'm not taking Waller in the 3rd round. That's my thing.
Well, you would have gone. Let's say if you would have gone. Let's say if Weeks took Eckler and you took Jefferson.
Yep.
So who are you taking? Then you're still not taking Waller in the 3rd?
No, I'm not taking Waller there. I might take Clyde as my second RB there then, or no, I take Clyde there.
Really?
To get my second RB. I think I don't like Clyde, but who else? Or maybe then I just trash it and I just start going receiver, and maybe I take yes, I might just. You're right. I might just keep it the same.
Yeah, you probably honestly have the same team, just looking at the way the draft fell.
Yeah, I might keep. I might. I don't want to, but I might.
The difference being you'd probably have. It's just more like I just feel like Jefferson has a much higher weekly ceiling than Austin Eckler.
Okay, that's true.
And
But-
fantasy football is a weekly game.
Yes, it is.
And
Do you
Justin
feel,
Jefferson, like Eckler, when Eckler's on the field, he's never going to kill you.
No,
He's never going to lose your week, but he's probably never going to win your week. Where Justin Jefferson can win you some weeks.
but can he lose you weeks as
Probably
your number
not.
one?
I mean, can
Okay.
he? Sure. I mean, look, anybody can have a dud. Even Eckler can have
You're
a
right,
dud.
though.
But probably not.
Well, this is the biggest thing we've talked about over the last years I've been doing this, that you people look at end of the year stats when you're looking at a head-to-head league. You've got to go look at what these guys do weekly. That's why I was telling you, Nick, Amari Cooper is a terrible fantasy option.
I agree 100%.
It's like Tyler
Terrible.
Lockett last year. You look at Tyler Lockett and DK Metcalf, they almost had the same stats.
Yeah.
But DK Metcalf was a way better option week after week than Tyler Lockett was.
Yeah.
But they almost had the same
Consistency.
exact stats because Tyler Lockett had like 3 monster games.
Oh, yeah. He had like 3 games of 30-something points.
He had like 1 game of 50.
Yeah, of course.
But in the other games, he would get like 5, 7, like nothing, right?
So then let's end it on this. I love this game. Let's do this right here. When you put together a starting roster construction, Nick, I want you to jump in, okay? And I want you to tell me, forget the rounds. I want you to tell me positions, and I want you to give me a word, okay? It's either safety or upside. I do this all the time. So in round 1,
safety.
Safety.
Correct, Nick?
Yes.
Safety,
Okay.
yeah.
Round 2,
Safety.
Go.
Safety.
safety. Round 3, I'm shooting for a little upside.
Yeah, I can go round 3. It's still safety is still like more important, but upside is starting to factor in for sure.
Okay. Round 4,
Now we're talking
Upside.
Upside.
but it goes back to safety. And when does it go back to safety? That's my question. And there's where you get your casual players and you get your veteran players, and then you have guys taking risk. Some people are very risk averse, and some are very risk, like you and I, Chris, we love taking risk for the upside, for the home run hitter, right? But it goes back to safety for these guys, and I've seen it in rounds 5 or 6. It is not complete upside. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're totally right.
Yeah.
And I think if you look at your drafts and you want to just base it on draft and not the waiver wire, this is where where the rubber meets the road. We've said this, the 5th, 6th, and 7th round.
Yes. Oh yeah, league winners come out of those rounds every year.
Okay.
But
And I'm just saying, you can't shoot for safety in those rounds all the time.
right, which is why I won't draft like David Montgomery there. Like
unless you were heavy wide receiver.
even then, I mean, okay, yeah, if I'd gone like maybe if I just need a running back, and now I might draft for safety, because if you've gone, that's the thing about if you draft like 4 or 5 wide receivers in a row, you should have a bunch of upside already on your team.
Of course.
Right?
Then you have to go safe.
Yeah, then you got to go a little more safe with your running backs, because you can't take the risk of a running back getting you 5 points. You need a running
'cause
back
you
who's
will
going to get you
lose.
10 to 15 points.
Because then people don't understand this. And then you talk about, this is why I'm going to do the whole algorithm with my friend this weekend. And I'm going to give you the value on each one of these slots. And I'm going to go 12 rounds of 12 each. I'm going to give you 144 values once I get the rookies done. And I'm going to tell you what that value is where David Montgomery was picked. Is he above that when you look at him, or is he below that value based? So we're going to know what his ceiling is before we go into the draft. And you're going to know if that slot is right for him. And what I'm saying is, if he went Devontae, Travis Kelce, and he didn't pick Gibson there, and say he picked another wide receiver, and he could have had in a normal draft, not the reverse, he might have gotten another really good wide receiver there.
Yeah.
So just say he went Devontae, Travis, and the top level wide receiver, and then he went Mahomes, or say he picked, if Mahomes fell, so he wouldn't even have a running back in the first 4 rounds. Is that a doomsday? Is that doomsday?
No, definitely not.
I've
done it many times. I won the first year I was with Rotoballer. I won the Rotoballer Expert League. Or no, sorry, I lost to Nick Mariano, but that's because Antonio Brown. That was the year Antonio Brown got hurt in week 15. And I started with like 6 wide receivers. Well, in my first 6 picks, I had 5 wide receivers and Zach Ertz. were my first 6 picks. I had like Antonio Brown,
Well, Zach
Stephon
Ertz had
Diggs.
an amazing year.
What's that?
Zach Ertz had an amazing year.
Yeah, and I went to the fantasy championship. I was using like Jerick McKinnon, Latavius Murray, Gio Bernard as my running backs. Like,
but I can guarantee you one thing: your quarterback was good.
No, I started with Matthew Stafford, and then I picked up. He was. I don't even remember who my quarterback was, to be honest. But in that league, they started 2 running backs, 3 wide receivers, and 2
Well, that's
flexes.
why. That's why
I was able to start. I basically had 5 like top 24 wide receivers, and like Zach Ertz, I think was like the number 1 or number 2 tight end that year.
That's why.
So I was just every week I had like different running backs. I was playing like somebody this week, somebody that, all these different interchangeable running backs that didn't matter. But I had so much upside, and I was just crushing everybody with my flex. But like I said, when I went to the championship with Nick Mariano, that was the year where Antonio Brown got hurt in week 15. So I lost. He was like the best fantasy player that year.
He was.
And I lost him, and I lost to Nick by, I think, like 15 points. But it happened. That's the thing. That's where I say the variance in fantasy football. Like, what are you going to do?
I agree with you, man. And the thing there is that, listen, if it's a 3 wide receiver league, you've got to make it. And this is where people they don't really study it, and they don't understand that out of your first 6 picks, you've got to have 3 wide receivers in a 3 wide receiver league. And I'm almost advocating for 4.
Oh yeah.
Almost.
Look, 4. Here's what I think in my mind, the perfect draft is: you get one of the elite running backs, like the Cooks, the McCaffrey, the Barkley, the Kamaras, the Zekes, if he's back, the Henrys. You get one of those guys, which I know you can only get those guys at the front of the draft. And then you wait, and you take elite wide receivers, maybe get an elite tight end. And then you wait, and you just grab some RB2s towards the end, hope one of them pans out, and work the waiver wire.
Well, that's how I played. So I've been playing for over 20-something years, man. That's how I've been playing.
Yeah, because
I've won my championship.
Unless you're in a league where, like you said, you only start 2 and 2.
Yeah, well, then those leagues are gone now. And this is why I said, you know what, man, this is why I was saying that, and I can't wait to get you in it, Nick, because you're going to be totally pumped when you play in the Super Flex League, man. You're going to love life. Because Chris, look at all the red that's on this board here. All that red is in the top 4 rounds then.
Oh, yeah.
And then the value gets pushed down, and you really have to be a good drafter to get guys late. Then things don't usually line up for ADP, because regular ADP is thrown out the window in a super flex league. And that's why you have to be good. So Nick, getting the experience doing it is going to be awesome, because what is the most important? This is what I've said for 10 years and no one's listening to me. The most important position in the real game is quarterback. Why isn't that ever reflected in the fantasy game? It has to be.
Oh yeah. So it's because in a 1 QB league, QB obviously
doesn't matter
except for defense and kicker, obviously quarterback isn't that valuable.
I'll tell you right now, who's the guy that goes to every team? He was with the Jets when Darnold was a rookie. He's the backup. They're paying him $3 million. He just goes around and around. Who's that guy?
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
No. There's another guy. He's still in the league. He's a young-looking guy. He's tall, blonde kid. He's been around a long time, and he backed up Darnold, and now he's moving around. He's like the quarterback whisperer in the room for these young guys. Who is that guy? God damn it.
I don't know.
He has some pretty good talent. Who?
Glennon?
No. Damn it. Guys, help me with this, please.
I don't know who you're talking about.
Oh,
I thought it was Fitzpatrick.
I think I know who you're talking about, but I can't think of the name. Oh, Josh McCown?
That's it.
Oh, yeah. He's not in the league anymore, is he?
No, Chris, for 2 consecutive fantasy seasons, 2, I won my league with Josh McCown in my playoffs.
No, it doesn't. In a 1 QB league, it's like
1 QB league.
Especially if you're in a 1 QB league where you start like a couple flexes, because those 20 to 30 points from the QB, I mean, that's great. But if I'm crushing you, if I'm getting 18 from my QB and you're getting 25 from your QB, but then my flexes are destroying you, it doesn't matter. I can overcome those 7 points, no problem.
Oh, absolutely. There's not a question in my mind. And that's why I just think with the advent this is why even baseball, it doesn't matter. It's kind of static. It stays the same because the positions don't really change a lot in terms of what happens, pitching.
Yeah.
But here, the game has changed in the last 10 years completely. 10 years ago, go get me the fantasy running backs from 10 years ago. They're destroying the wide receivers 10 years, destroying them, literally destroying them, except for maybe Calvin Johnson. You know what I'm saying? And that was an anomaly, those guys. The top 12 guys in a PPR league, touchdown-wise, will be on par. The receivers will be on par with them, if not outscore them now. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
the whole
no,
game is
definitely.
changed. Only if it's full PPR. That's what I'm talking about.
Which I did a poll on our community tab, and I asked what scoring format you guys prefer.
I did it.
And PPR was by far the big. I was surprised. I didn't realize, but PPR was by far the most popular.
You know what? And then it came in. See, this is what happened 10 years ago. It went to full PPR, and then some. I don't know who it was in the industry. I was really trying to go back and figure it out. Who started this 0.5 PPR crap? And I hate it. That's hedging against you. That's hedging against your laziness in the draft. That's what it is.
It's because it's because. So yeah, like you said, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, if you didn't have running backs, you had no chance in fantasy football.
No.
But then the league, with all the rules, with all the Peyton Manning rules, right? The league changed into this passing league.
Yep.
And it was right around that time when PPR came into existence.
Yep. That's
and then
exactly
we saw a shift, and it peaked in 2014, where wide receivers were dominating fantasy football, dominating.
Yep. And that was that 1 year, Chris. You're right.
Yeah, then people were like, "Oh,
they screwed up." That's when Odell was taken in the first round, and that was a mistake.
And people were like, "Oh, PPR gives wide receivers too much of an advantage," and then they half PPR became popular. But really, what happened was it was just we had a period there where running backs weren't really any good running backs, and I think right now it's in a good place where there's a good mix. But yeah, half PPR.
Well, you know what's happening, Chris? You know what's happening, man? All these rookie quarterbacks that are coming into the league have played 7-on-7 since they've been kids, and now they're coming into the league from pro style offenses, and these guys are just unbelievable now. These quarterbacks coming in compared to the quarterbacks that came in 10 to 15 years ago, they're just way better. They're playing pro systems and I heard last year, Justin Herbert can't read defenses. He's got a rocket arm, 6'5". Justin Herbert can't read defenses. His second read is horrible. His deep ball doesn't have a lot of touch on it. Guy lit up the league. All right.
Yeah.
And where was he being drafted? So
he went 9-3 or 9-2.
Yeah. So my thing is, this is why the wide receivers have more value, is because of Joe Burrow, who I don't like, by the way, but he can come in and have really good fantasy success, and make a T. Higgins and make these guys good. And this can happen now. Look what's going to happen this year. Trevor Lawrence is going to take DJ Chark to be a borderline 1-2 receiver the entire year. There's going to be weeks when he's a 1 receiver top 12, and there's going to be weeks he's in a number 2. There's going to be weeks when he wins a week for you.
Yeah.
And because he's going to get 3 touchdowns in the game. So Trevor Lawrence coming in. Zach Wilson, I don't know how great he is. I'll watch some tape on him. It depends where he lands. But these guys, I can say, I saw something today. Mac Jones is a pocket passer, doesn't run. He can have some relevance. Not be great, but he can make his receivers pretty good. Okay. And this kid, Trey Lance, the best running quarterback in the entire draft.
Yeah.
What if he lands?
There was a stretch there where we saw a lot of good running backs come into the league, like McCaffrey, Barkley, Zeke, Kamara.
Yep.
Now we're seeing a lot. The last few years, we've seen a lot of good receivers come in the league, right? Like Metcalf, Jefferson,
AJ Brown,
Calvin Ridley. We're getting huge influx of wide receivers, and whenever that happens, that's when the wide receivers start, taking over. So I think that's what we're seeing right now. We're getting to even in this year's draft, like I said, outside of the big 3 running backs, it's going to really matter where they go. But there's a lot of wide receivers who could instantly be impact players this year.
I agree with you 100%.
So,
and you know why that is? Because the NFL did what they did, and they did it the right way. They devalued the running back position because it's a passing league, and they can have a guy like freaking Chase Edmonds come in, or whoever can come in and just win. And look, even Fournette come in and they can win you Super Bowls. You won a Super Bowl with Fournette and Rojo.
Yeah,
guys were touching anything.
Look at the last year the Chiefs won with Damian Williams. The year before that was that who was that? The Eagles? Was that who was that?
Patriots.
James White. They won the Super Bowl with James White, and then the year before the Eagles. Then
yep.
When they had, I don't even know who they had. I don't even remember who their running back was.
Jordan Howard.
No, I don't think they had. Did they have Jordan Howard back then?
I think so.
I don't even know. Like, it doesn't even matter, right? It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. Yeah, and they devalue. They don't pay these guys the money anymore, unless you're an elite. So, but these mid-tier wide receivers, even coming in, these rookies coming in, you got a guy who can develop into being a player here. I'm telling you right now, I don't love T. Higgins. He'll be the best receiver on that team. AJ Green is done.
Oh, done.
But hey, look, and your boys, Nick, there's no question in my mind on talent alone. And I like Gallup. CeeDee Lamb is going to be the best receiver on that team next year. There's no question, Nick. Am I right?
I agree. Yeah, fully. I mean, the guy's a beast. I mean, you look at what all he did in just his rookie year. I mean, I can't imagine him doing any worse in his sophomore year. I think he's going to tear it up.
You're telling me that Jamar Chase or I don't like Jamar Chase or even Jalen Waddle, those guys can't be the best receivers on their team in 2 years? Of course they can.
They could be the best receiver on their team this year, depending on where they land.
Well, I'll tell you right now, if Jamar Chase goes to the Dolphins, he's automatically their best receiver. And if Devonta Smith or Jalen Waddle go to who am I thinking there? Go to the Eagles. He's the best. They're the best receiver on the team.
Yeah. I mean, look, we've seen A.J. Brown, Justin Jefferson, DK Metcalf, rookie year become the best receivers on their team.
Yep.
Just, you know what I mean? In
just and the last couple of years. And that really doesn't have it.
On his team.
But does that happen as much anymore with running back? No.
Not really, no.
No.
It only happens with like a couple guys. Like even
elite.
If you look at last year, like Jonathan Taylor, Cam Akers, guys who it took them a long time before they finally were like if you had there are people who were like trying to wanted to drop Jonathan Taylor, wanted to trade Jonathan Taylor. Cam Akers, I know in leagues got dropped and picked up multiple times throughout the season. J.K. Dobbins was just he was a guy you had on your team that you're like, well, I don't really have anybody better, so I'll start him. He wasn't like a guy, you know what I mean? So yeah, no.
I agree, man. And I just think that if people don't start, I just know, and you know who you play with, Chris. You play with some guys that know what they're doing, and then you play in your home league.
Yeah.
My thing is, if you don't adapt to what the rule changes are, and if you don't adapt to the position value in the real NFL, if you don't adapt, you're toast, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, and you know me, the draft is not, I'd say the draft is maybe 50% of my team. I'll show you my starting team last year, and compared to what I ended up with, forget it.
I remember a few years ago, I won a championship, and literally the entire team, I didn't have a single guy drafted that year.
Wow. Not a single one?
That's crazy.
I either did it through trades, lost guys to injuries from waiver. I just didn't have a single guy. And I remember one of the guys in my league was like, that's not even fair. That shouldn't even be allowed. Like, you shouldn't be able to yeah, it was but
honestly, let's get the best guys from Endgame, the guys that we know will stick out an entire, year of playing. I know me, you, Nick, Pierre, and get some real 8 good other guys that want to play in a serious league for free. And we'll put it on Sleeper here, and we'll even do it as a startup dynasty. So if we want to play year 2, we play year 2. If we don't want to play year 2 because it's free, we dump it. So
yeah, we'll get the guys who always like Long Wang's always on here, EY Weeks. We'll get the guys who are always on here, Neil.
Get an Endgame startup, super flex dynasty, and that's going to be really, really cool league.
We'll do it after the NFL draft. That way it's like we know where everybody's at.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, man,
rookies are drafted, and then we can do it.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, that'll be a really good, because it's free. You're going to have more freedom, because every money league that I'm in, people they're just too nasty, And then in free leagues, people drop when they're in 5th place. But I don't think that these guys are going to drop.
Yeah, I think if guys are showing up to a Tuesday or Thursday night mock draft on Sleeper and they're making all the picks, they're probably not going to drop.
In February and March, if they're showing up to mock drafts, they should be fine.
Yes, exactly.
Because I think, well, what I'm trying to say is what we get out of the league is not just playing against each other. You use that as basis for information for what you might want to do in your other pay leagues, and you want to have fun with your friends. But again, you're going to try to use this league not just as necessarily win, because what are you winning? You win the title. Okay, you're not winning money. But again, you're going to want to see the value of what you do in this league and compare it to your other leagues and say, hey, can I take a lot of risk in a free league with my friends to see if something pans out? I always use my other free leagues like this. And then I say, wait a minute, I'll take some chances here and have fun with it. That's all you want to do. You want to have fun with this.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because if you're taking it, I know people who take free leagues seriously, and I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're doing, man. No, I because why? You're supposed to have fun, man.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I got to win another 10K FPPC this year, Chris. I got to get on this. I got to get you and Pierre to help me draft, man.
That would definitely be fun. Winning 10K will make it way more fun, no doubt.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, man, because sometimes I overthink myself, man. I'll have all my stuff out, and then late in the draft, I'm good for the first 7, 8, and then these cats on there, you know how good they are, dude.
Yeah. No, we all do that. We all overthink it. Like last year, I drafted David Johnson over, I forget, and I was like, why did I do that?
Well, you're making your point that I think when you get all the high level guys outside of casuals, guys who do this for a living like you, and then you kind of get there, you got to say, listen, I've got to swing for fences, man. Like round 7 and up, I got to swing now.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to, because these guys are. I'm about to tell you right now, I'm with leagues with some of these guys. They're too good on the waiver wire. They're too good.
That's the thing. Yeah.
And you got to do fab, and fab is the thing now. It used to be rank. Yes. I don't like that anymore. I think fab is a better way to go. How do you feel about that?
Oh, 100%. It's got to be fab. Like in a casual league, fine, don't do fab. But like in a serious league, it's got to be fab. It's the most fair, legit way.
Yeah, because you can't be holding your waiver rank the entire season.
Yeah, it's no.
Brother, thanks for tonight, man. Nick, good talking to you, man. I'll send you some info about the baseball league. All right, buddy?
I appreciate it. Thanks talking to you, Bill.
All right,
yeah.
Nick.
Good chat with you guys. We'll see you Tuesday, right?
Yeah,
that's the plan.
All right, man.